Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty.
Hello there. Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to The Brink of Sanity, episode 399. I am Jay. How you doing, Martin?
What's going on, Jay? Long time no pod.
Yeah, we were slacking for a while, but this is a couple weeks in a row now. We're on a streak.
Wow. All right, let's build that momentum.
So we're doing this episode exactly 15 years after episode number 30, which also took place, like this one, on my birthday. So on the 30th episode, I drank 2 40s and blacked out. And I will not be doing that for this one. Because that's insane, and I don't know why I did it in the first place. Also, 40s are getting harder to find. Maybe
yeah,
it's
you know what it
neighborhood I
is?
live
Is
in.
it because you can't price them at 99 cents anymore back in the day or whatever?
Yeah, it was like $2, like $4 if you want to black out. Now it's like I don't know how much they are, but
So no more Colt 45 or anything like
I'm
that?
sure some places have them, but I did move to like Whiteyville, so maybe it's just the neighborhood I'm in.
Yeah, they don't want to let that riffraff in.
So I'm drinking a Tall Boy Rolling Rock, which was actually
25.
It was only a $1.29. So
Wow.
that's
I would
pretty
have been
good.
over on Price is Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So
And how's that going down for you?
I like Rolling Rock. I do. I've always liked Rolling Rock.
God bless your heart.
I mean, I don't know. People drink like regular Budweiser, and I think that it's disgusting. Like,
Yeah, it's not great. Well, I actually despise Coors. If we're going to talk about like main regular beers, I can't even drink Coors or like MGD.
so you came over my apartment. This is a long time ago, like in Astoria,
Yeah,
and you left like 5 Coors Light, and
I didn't bring. There's no way I would have brought Coors Light.
it was Coors regular, Coors Light. No,
I don't think so. I'm not a Coors guy, man. Unless if I had leftovers and I brought them or something, maybe I did that. I don't think so though. That's not my move.
okay. I thought it
I've
was
only been to I don't even know if I've been to your Astoria place.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
It
It was
was-
the other nerdy friend you have.
Anyway, somebody else
Right.
apparently then came over, left 5 Coors Lights, and the next week I did a podcast, and I was like, fine, I'll drink the Coors Light. While I drank all 5 during the show, and I felt like I was getting sober quicker than I was getting drunk. And I was like, well, now I just have to pee a lot, and I kind of have a headache, but I'm not buzzed at all. So yeah, not a fan of Coors Light.
No, I think it's gross. But maybe I don't remember doing. I don't think I would have done it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But so are you drinking Rolling Rock because you're turning 85?
I mean, I feel 85. I might even look 85, but
That's an old timey beer.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
I like
Hey,
it.
at least you're drinking. I don't have anything in front of me. I meant to bring something down and I did not.
I can pause if you want to go get a drink.
No.
I've always liked Rolling Rock, though.
Live to tape. Live to tape.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
No editing here, folks. Just
No.
what you hear is what you get.
You see a dead stuffed animal over there. It's all good.
So
Look, he actually looks dead.
I was on X before. Is that what we have to call it now?
Do we have to call it anything?
I don't know, but
Do you think he's trying to kill it? Do you like? I don't know if you've talked about this before, but
no, yeah, because I changed over to X like after last week.
so it's weird. The website, like when you log in through a browser, changed,
yes,
but I don't think the app logo changed yet. I still think it's still a bird.
And if you refresh, it still makes that tweet sound. I don't know if you ever had your headphones on while you're refreshing Twitter. Would it make it makes a bird chirping noise? Yeah, so that's still there.
So the funniest thing about this, and I thought it, and someone posted it. So this is a Sesame Street reference, but there was an episode where the letter X had two little eyeballs and a microphone, and then someone posted that like, "We're going to interview the letter X."
Yeah. I read he's always been obsessed with the letter X. His first company was X.
Well, PayPal was X.
Yeah, PayPal was X, and I read that he was about to name 2 of his kids X, and somebody talked him out of it. So like he thinks X is like the coolest thing apparently.
Well, the problem with that is there's a website called X Videos,
Yeah,
and if you go to that,
yeah, it's not the.
it's not what you think it is.
It's not the Twitter videos.
No, may make your Twitter.
So Twitter is X, kind of like my ex. I had some good times on it, had some bad times, and when I looked it up, I was surprised at how many people were on it. I don't understand like the marketing behind it. I
No.
read that it lost like $4 billion in value as soon as he changed the name, which considering he already lost $40 billion seems like why are you? I mean, I know
That's
he's got
worse
like
than what-
infinite money, but like, why just waste infinite money on stupid shit?
Yeah, what? Like, well, people want like was anyone like we can't call it Twitter anymore? Like, oh no, it's a cesspool already. Like, we all know what it is. It actually sucks now. I get things in my feed now that have nothing to do with anything I care about. I have followers for some odd random reason now that are not real people.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre. The whole thing is
Every single article, the very first comment is an OnlyFans skank. Every
Yes.
single
I
place
believe
you
that.
go. How
Yeah.
is there any women that aren't on OnlyFans at this point? Like, you can't go to one thread without an OnlyFans on there.
or what's the other one? Fansly? Is that the other one or something? Or
I think so, but I haven't seen many of those. It's usually just OnlyFans.
well, you can make money. I guess that's what you do. Should I check on my wife? See if she is.
I mean, she's driving around in a new Porsche. Apparently, it's pretty lucrative.
The only Porsche we have is a Matchbox car up there.
Yeah, same,
Yeah.
same.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know if this is worse than the beer companies. Like, I'm not going to get into politics and the whole whether you do you, in my opinion, on anything. But like when the beer companies started doing those advertisements and pissed off their like core audience,
Yeah.
they lost a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, don't you have market research people that do this to make sure you don't fuck up? Like, aren't there people like it's okay to be woke and do what you know whatever, but you're running a business. Why
they
would you
didn't
shoot
have
yourself in the foot?
One person in marketing that said, instead of catering to like the 0.5 of 1% of the population, let's cater to the 50%.
Right.
And it's not like you're dissing that small percentage. You're just not pissing
Acknowledging
off
them.
the 50. Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
It seemed like a bad move either way. Like,
You run a business. You can't put politics or your beliefs involved because you're going to make half the people happy if you're lucky and half the people unhappy. You've got to play it so straight.
yeah, straight down the middle. It's not
And
even
don't
like,
show your cards. Just don't show them.
Yeah.
It's so simple. I don't know. With this X thing, he's just weird. He is between him and Alex Rodriguez. I don't know who's weirder, but they're both very weird people that are in the public eye and are cringy when they show up on something.
Yeah.
He's just a weird dude. And I like Twitter. I like it for some humor and, some sports news and occasional, video clips. But it's kind of starting to suck. And
Yeah,
the
I gotta
Facebook
s-
thing that they came out with, what is Threads?
Yeah, I think that died instantly.
They had all this time to perfect Twitter, right? Like, figure out the things that suck about it and make something better. And
Like
that's
15
what they came
years,
out with.
right? Didn't they have like 12 to 15 years?
And they have all this money.
Yeah.
So you can hire any talent you need, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's web design, creative people, you name it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they came up with.
Yeah, they're like, let's have no search engine, no way to have followers see you, no way to see your followers, and everything will just be there in a big mishmash. And that's
Doesn't make sense. You could steal the market. This is the one. He's basically opening his legs to be kicked in the nuts, right?
100 million
And
people.
Facebook could have done it.
100 million
Or
people
Meta, whatever.
signed up in the first weekend. There was opportunity. It wasn't like Google Plus, where they tried
Right.
to come out with that when Facebook was at its peak, and it
One
was
of
just
our classmates was behind Google Plus, I think, by the way.
oh really?
One of yours.
Oh, does it name rhyme with Bannerang?
From way downtown. Bang!
Does it?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. I think she was behind that, if I'm not mistaken. But anywho.
Yeah, it was just bad timing. I like if Google Plus came out now, it would probably do well. But anyway, they timed Threads perfectly, but they completely messed up the execution, and it's too late now. I think it's dead already.
Yeah. I think you have one chance usually, right? You have
Yeah.
one bullet, and if you don't use it right,
Yeah,
On
they
to
had
the
they had
next.
everything. They had the marketing, they had the buzz. Like it was the perfect storm, and they just dropped the ball.
yeah. There'll always have to be something like Twitter, I think. I think everyone wants the instant gratification, the instant feed, the instant news.
Well, with today's ADD society, you got to have something fast.
What are you talking about?
I read that like 80% of YouTube's views now are YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, those are annoying. I find them annoying, by the way. Do you?
Yeah, but I made 80 of them in the last month.
Well, I like your Drake one, but but compared to like a regular YouTube video, I feel like they're like poisoning my YouTube feed, if you will, in a sense. Like they're almost, I mean, they're TikToks essentially, right?
yeah.
So that's their answer to TikTok.
Whatever.
I'm not a big TikTok guy.
No, but at least I like YouTube better than TikTok, so I'm okay with it.
I agree with you on that. I also like Instagram and Facebook feed, like the video feeds. They're fine. TikTok's too much for me. It's too manic for me. I don't know. Kathy likes it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
Nah. So you texted me something. Is that something that we should discuss? What was it? What did you text me? I
Oh,
thought you texted.
are we doing the show tonight?
No, we're there. Oh, maybe it wasn't you.
Okay.
Someone texted me a link to something.
Mm-hmm.
Or asked me something. I thought it was you. Maybe it's the drugs. I don't know. Never mind.
Well,
Oh, what the hell is a maximum effort channel?
Oh yeah. You told me they're doing an Alf relaunch, and I'm like, go on.
Oh,
But then I read it's on Maximum Effort channel.
so guess who sent me this link? By the way, that this one right here. Guess who sent it to me? Let's think about it. In my life, you don't know the person, but you know we all have them.
Yeah.
My mother,
Oh wow.
because I was an Alf fan. I'm sure
Yeah.
you were too.
Of course.
I had the stuffed animal. I don't know if you did, but I did. I'll admit it. Loved him when he was on Hollywood Squares. The whole deal, right?
Yeah.
And he's been relaunched, I want to say, before, like on HBO or something, right?
No, I
Didn't he
don't
have a
think
talk
so.
show? He had a talk show though, didn't he?
Did
Like
he?
where he's like a Johnny Carson type.
I don't think so.
I could have sworn he did.
He
For a
might
hot
have.
minute.
He might have guested. Like,
Oh, maybe.
Like Letterman's
Maybe.
out sick, and he like guested. I don't think he had his own show.
Maybe you're right.
He had
Maybe something like
he had
that.
a cartoon.
Yes, that was awful.
Yeah.
Hated it.
So anyway, did you find out what that channel is? Is that like a new
No.
channel?
I have no idea. I just thought you would be interested in it. That's why I fired it over.
Yeah.
I literally fired that over to you like as fast as I got it.
Yeah,
'Cause I figured you would be a fan.
I am.
Maximum
I-
effort.
I
Channel.
am,
I'm looking
but,
right
like,
now.
I
Let's
have-
Google this.
Is-
It's a streamer. Where can I watch? Oh, it's on Tubi, Plex. So it's like a streamer. Vizio. It's like one of those apps. Amazon Freevee, Fubo.
Okay, so
So-
it's free.
It's it's sort of like Pluto TV if you've ever heard of that.
So we can get new Alf episodes for free.
It seems to be
I'm in.
eventually.
I'm in.
I think this free stuff is. I think that's the way things are kind of going now. I don't know how they make money, but I love Pluto TV. It's great.
Well, some of them have ads within the videos.
Yeah, they do, and they're targeted, right? Like they kind of know what you're watching and what you're into,
I made a big
especially if
mistake.
you log in with your Amazon ID and all that stuff.
I made a big mistake on one of those.
Uh-oh.
I started watching a 2-hour movie, and I started it too late. So about an hour in, I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed and watch it tomorrow. So
Okay.
I found out those free sites. One, you don't have a queue. You can't have a list like you can in the paid ones. So you have to go search for the movie again. Then
Okay.
it doesn't save your spot. So I have to find where I left off. So I'm fast forwarding the video, and it stops at every designated ad point even though you're fast forwarding.
Oh,
So I had to
it's the
watch about
worst.
20 straight minutes of ads to get to the hour
Where you were?
that I was. So
I've
word of
had that
advice,
happen once.
if you're going to watch a movie on one of
Sucks.
those free sites, finish the
Do it.
movie. Finish the movie,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's cool that there's free ones. And if you watch all in one sitting, like the ads aren't bad. But if you have to watch like
Right.
10 ad breaks in a row, that sucks.
That's brutal. I've had to do that on like CBS.com if I missed something that I wanted to watch. This is a while ago. It's awful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop. And it's like torture. And you know, I'm surprised you didn't bail.
I was very close, but I wanted to see the movie. And,
Okay. What movie are we allowed to know?
Brawl on Cell Block something. I forget the number. It's a Vince Vaughn movie, and he plays this super tough guy. He shaved his head, and he's like
Wow.
really intimidating. And I just wanted to see. It was like interesting. I wanted to see where it was going.
All right. Yeah. So what was I going to tell you? There was something I was going to say. I forgot it. I lost it. It'll come back to me.
All right.
But what else do you have on the docket today? Besides you getting old.
Well, we got some emails from Lorenzo.
Okay.
So, okay, this one is more for, that one's geared toward Mark. So this one, what is the best opening sequence to a movie you could think of? It could be for whatever reason. He said, I have two, Beverly Hills Cop, the truck chase scene, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the opening song before Rufus, George Carlin, speaks. Just has a killer bass line and gives me the tingles every time.
Wow. I don't know.
So I gotta say,
did French Connection have that opening? Did you ever see that movie? The big car chase in it? That wasn't in the beginning, was it? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
It's one of the most famous car chases in movie history.
Most Bond movies have awesome openings.
I would agree with that.
The new movie Evil Dead Rise had a really awesome opening. The opening to Beetlejuice always gets me hyped.
Okay.
I love the theme song. I like the zooming in over the landscape. I just really like that whole thing.
It's well done. I don't. That's not something I've ever thought about. I'm awful. I'm the worst person to ask this, and I worked at a video store of all things. But
The opening to Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, where him and
I got one.
him and Kevin Bacon are fighting for the cab.
That's good. I mean, it's it's cheesy, but Saturday Night Fever, man. When he's walking,
Yeah, no, that's
when he's walking up, and you got the Bee Gees playing in the background. That's very memorable.
yeah. Big Lebowski has a cool opening with the bowling.
Does. I'm more into like theme songs. Like, what theme song would get you fired up, like on TV?
Mm-hmm.
And there were a bunch when I was a kid, but I mean,
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV is a good opener.
Mm-hmm.
That's still my favorite Rocky movie, by the way.
Oh, me too, by far. One of these weekends, I'm going to watch Rocky versus Drago. So Stallone re-edited Rocky IV, and it's 70% new material, mostly alternate angles and stuff. But I've seen the movie so many times; it'd be cool to see all the new
Just see it.
stuff. Yeah.
Good soundtrack too.
Love
Very
the
underrated.
soundtrack. One of the few movie soundtracks I own. I have
Survivor's on there again. A different version of Survivor.
Burning Heart, Hearts
Yeah.
on Fire, all these awesome cheesy 80s ballads.
Yeah, cheesy 80s rockers.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. So good.
That's a great. You know what? I think that was the second Rocky I ever saw. Because I never saw them in order. Because like when Rocky 1 came out, I don't even think we were alive.
Right.
Rocky 2 came out when we were very little.
I think-
Rocky 3 came out when we were like, in elementary.
Yeah, I think 3 was the first one I saw because I remember going over to my friend's house and
Yeah, that would
3
make
was
sense
always on,
because we
yeah.
were of that age.
I probably didn't even know who Clubber Lang was. Like I didn't know what was going on, but
Right, it made no sense, right? Because
Yeah.
you didn't see the first two. But
Yeah.
I will say I have not seen anything beyond, I guess, what you would call 6, which was the first one that the newer one they did.
No, 6 was called Rocky Balboa.
Right, that's
okay.
what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's the last one I saw. I have not seen the new. I've heard Creed and all these other ones are great, but I've never seen them.
I watched Creed 1 and 2. I didn't watch 3. people would go nuts over him. I think they made him too perfect. Like he hasn't lost a fight. Rocky lost 2 out of his first 3 in the movies.
Right.
And even they showed his record in Rocky 1 and he had like a shitty record.
Which kind of was stupid when you think about it. Like he should have been had a better record. Otherwise, like I know he's supposed to be an underdog, but
yeah, it was kind of like if he had that shitty of a record, like he's
how did
just
he
a
get
bad
there?
boxer because like everybody has a good record in boxing.
Right.
Yeah, it was something. It was like 9 and 12 or something. It was like really bad. Like
That's awful.
well, I mean, if you go by the movies, he didn't block 1 punch in 7 movies, so
That's true. And he killed the guy. Whatever.
maybe he just needed his jaw to get stronger so he could take those punches.
He's still acting, by the way. Crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
Still going.
So
I mean, acting.
In Creed 1, he wins 1 fight, and then he gets a title chance. He's 1-0.
Want to know when he gets to the title?
Yeah, and then of course he wins the title. And then in 2, he fights Drago's son, who, like in Rocky 4, should have mopped the floor with him, and
Right.
he somehow wins again. And I was like, I'm not going to watch 3 because he's just going to win every fight. It's stupid. At least in the original Rocky series, like he might lose every fight.
But even think about it in real boxing. One of the best things in boxing is the return, right? Like the third I won the first one, my opponent won the second one. Now we're going to settle the score in the third fight. You know,
Like the Apollo fights in the Rocky movies. And,
Yep.
and then they became friends. Yeah, it's a much more interesting plot line. This is why I don't like Superman in the comics. It's like, oh, you have every superpower and you can beat everybody. Like, why am I reading this? It's
we know how it ends.
yeah, it's not fun. Like,
Right.
that's why I read like X-Men
that's-
because there's so many X-Men. They have no problem killing them off once in a while because they're like there's 8 of them.
Well, they're different, and they're different. I mean, I'm not a big comic book guy, but we all know all the characters have different things, different abilities.
Yeah, they have
different traits.
one each. They don't have all of them.
Right. Because Superman's such a hoarder.
It's such a cheat code. Do you know
He should be on TLC.
in the 50s or 60s, they actually wrote that he could shoot mini Supermans out of his finger, which was so ridiculous.
I
They,
guess
like,
he could shoot many Supermans out of something else, too.
now that would have been funny.
Pew, pew.
Would have been a little more into Superman if he was just
Make them
ejaculating
super
Supermans all over this bag guy.
I think a new X videos video just came out, actually. I think we just came up with a new idea. Entrepreneurial in my old age.
So if you want to email us, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Thank you, Lorenzo.
That's a good
Lorenzo,
question.
the king of emails.
You would think Die Hard would have had a good beginning, but it didn't. It was slow. They built up to it.
Die Hard, I feel like, hasn't
Don't
aged.
knock Die Hard. Do not.
I just feel like it hasn't
No.
aged great for me.
No, bad. Don't say that.
He's like, I don't know. It's kind of what am I? A
My
microwave
favorite
dinner?
movie.
I don't
One
know.
of my faves. All right, have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
No, I don't even know what it is.
It's about nuclear war, apparently. 3 hours plus, but supposedly it goes quick. I don't know if I want to commit, because you're committing 4.
Mhm.
Driving to theater, sitting down at theater, going through painful previews, going home. It's a big commitment.
Last time I went to the movies, there was 30 minutes of previews, which seems a little excessive to me.
So the last movie I saw in the theater was the new Top Gun. I'm like, can we get to the fucking movie, please? Like,
Yeah,
I didn't come here to watch horror movie 1, horror movie 2, horror movie 3, kids movie 1, horror movie 4.
The thing that annoys me is the 5-minute previews because you see most of the movie in 5 minutes. I
like,
felt
what-
like they just spoiled like 5 movies for me, and I'm like, well, now I don't want to see
Yep.
these.
I agree. So my daughter is going through something I've gone through. I don't know if you've ever gone through this. So we're big nostalgia people, you and I. We like the toys we grew up with and everything. So as an adult, I'm a Lego enthusiast. And I liked Legos as a kid. But I'd say the last 5 to 10 years, I've lost interest because, whether you know this or not, it is the highest grossing toy right now that exists.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a turnoff to me. And they've changed what they do. I like their old school stuff, and not a fan. So my daughter is the rare 13-year-old that's into Barbie collecting and has been for since she's been born. She does it with my grandmother, with my mother, her grandmother. And now this Barbie movie has come out and it's ruined it for her.
It's
So-
ruined Barbie for her. Was
It
it?
has, because now everybody's into it and it's all main. It was like kind of her thing and it was unique to her. And now that it's everyone's into this shit, it's kind of like, all right, well,
So you guys are like hipsters.
is that what we are?
Why?
I'm not vocal about it though. I'm not a douche. I don't wear a man bun and an ironic T-shirt to say I am one.
Why did you burn the roof of your mouth?
What, is this a joke?
Yeah,
Why?
because you ate the pizza before it was cool.
Oh, bang!
I thought you
Have
were
you ever
gonna.
had this, or am I just a douchebag? I could be a douchebag.
Oh well, I was gonna say maybe your daughter was turned off by the Ice Spice remix of Barbie Girl.
Who did it? First of all, why are we remixing that song?
It's
I saw them in the mall, by the way, when that came out. Just so you know.
it's the Nicki Minaj Ice Spice. They redid Barbie Girl, and so that's in the movie soundtrack instead of actual Barbie Girl, which makes no sense.
Those Europeans are pissed off. Whatever that group was. What was it, Aqua?
Aqua.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I was randomly in a mall on Friday night to go see a movie. Guess who was playing the food court? Aqua. Oh yeah, 1996.
you got to see Aqua live.
I did. Well, when you say live, they ain't singing.
Okay.
But yes, I did see them dancing around and doing their little. And they were dressed up in the whole thing. They looked like the video.
Andrew said when Brink becomes popular, that's when he'll stop listening. Well, good news, Andrew.
I haven't started. No, I'm just
You're
kidding.
never going to stop listening.
All right, so I'm a douchebag. Fair enough, and your joke is very good.
I'm trying to think if there's something I liked and stopped liking when it got popular.
But here's the thing about the Lego thing. It's changed. Like they've it used to be very like what it was, and now it's like I don't know. There's so many things, and it's
Do kids even build on their own anymore? Because when I had Legos, it was just
They do.
It was a bucket of parts, and it wasn't
they-
like an instruction manual.
yeah. There's all these different themes, and like they have a theme park now, and it's very. You know what? I can't stand Disney. I hate the whole concept. I was down in Orlando a week or so ago. That's hell on earth. That place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like. Well, I don't like people.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the idea of like people liking things just bothers me. I mean, I understand why Lego's done what they've done. They're making tons of money. Good for
Yeah.
them. And they were almost out of business when I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't knock them. And if you watch The Toys That Made Us, it's a good documentary on it. And they did one on Barbie actually too. But yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I think this too shall pass. I think a Turtles movie's coming out actually. With regards to your T-shirt, they're in a commercial now. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's a Seth Rogen project, so they're probably going to make it more comedic.
Okay. Well, they always had comedy in it.
That first original '80s Turtles movie was dark as shit.
It was, and I remember seeing it. I remember where I was and who I was with. I was very disappointed. I hated it.
You hated the original Turtles movie?
I did because I loved the cartoon so much. I don't like live action at all. Hate it. Always have. I don't even like new school animation. Like
Yeah,
when they,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
I like Pixar. Don't get me wrong. Like I love Toy Story and all those movies and everything. But I don't like when they like. If you ever watch like a Mickey Mouse cartoon now, they're like all 3-dimensional. It bothers me. Like go back to the old school.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So no, you like the first one? I mean,
I really like it.
Ninja Rap, or was that the second one?
That was the second one.
That was awful too.
The first one is really. I was always a really dark kid though. Like I watched a lot of dark shit. I didn't even know.
I didn't like it.
I didn't even know how to play with toys when I was a kid. Like you had GI Joe.
Pretend play. I wasn't a pretend play guy.
Oh yeah, no, I was, but like I never
you
knew
were?
how to end. Like I'd have a big battle with, like G.I. Joe or Star Wars and stuff, and then I'd have
Yeah.
whoever's left, and I didn't know how to like end it, so I would have them like just keep walking off into the sunset until they died of old age, and then like everybody was dead. And I was doing this at like
Is that what's happening today?
as a little kid. Oh yeah, that's this podcast. I'm just
You should walk off at the end.
yes, I'll do the slow walk, just pass out by that couch over there.
Are you a Monkees fan?
Yes, not as big as
Is
you.
it-
I know that's your favorite band. I don't think
So
anybody's
there's a video
big of a Monkees
at the
fan
end of the video. They're walking into this like it's called the Rainbow Room, and they're just walking, and it looks like they're walking away, but they're not. They're just walking in place. That's what I can imagine you doing, like walking by the couch behind you and just walking in place. By the way, I've just alienated anyone from the age of 0 to 60. I think at this point.
It's all right. We do it every week.
Oh, all right, there you go. So anyway, that's my story about Barbie and Oppenheimer.
So you
Big
didn't even
blockbusters.
notice you saw Barbie in the movies?
No, I have not yet. Well, I'm not going to. I really have no interest.
I thought
My
you
wife-
took your daughter and didn't notice that they replaced the song.
No. I didn't take her. No, I took them to see the Mario movie. That's actually the last movie I saw.
Okay.
Did you see that yet?
No.
Great. You need to see it.
I heard it was good. I don't go to the movies anymore.
Well, no, you can rent. You can rent it now.
Yeah. No, I'll see it eventually.
In fact, I think my son just bought it at Target. He wanted a copy, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
And they set up a sequel. Not that it's a spoiler alert, but and that to no surprise. Look how much money they made. They're going to do it again. Of course they are.
Yeah.
But
I mean, from what I read, they did it well, which is good. Not like whatever the
not like the
abomination
original.
we got.
That might be. Is that the worst movie ever? One of them.
It might be. It's definitely the most confusing and like.
It made no sense.
No, it's like, okay, let's do a Mario movie and we'll just make it like with people and in the city and like Bowser's just a guy. Like nothing made sense.
It had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
This was very like you could tell the people behind it understand the story, understand all the different games. Like they touched on every version of anything Mario, even the most obscure video game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my kids were like pointing out all the different like Easter eggs and things in it. It was really
See,
cool.
kids like they don't get cool toys like we got. I feel like there's no like everything was like a huge franchise.
So there's no aircraft carrier.
We had
anymore.
the G.I. Joe. We had Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man. Like none of that's around
Castle.
anymore. But they get the cool movies and TV shows and stuff. Like I would have shit my pants if I saw a Spider-Man movie. Like
Think about
Is that
all the
right?
Marvel shit that's come out since we've been in like 30, I would say, right?
yeah,
Is when all the Marvel stuff, all the franchises, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but how much Star Wars materials come out? Like from the ages of like for us 0 to like 18, there were only 3 Star Wars movies and an Ewok special,
two Ewok movies.
two Ewok movies and a Christmas special, right?
Yes, and
From
only
the ages of like 18 forward, there's been how much?
yeah, and it's just insane amounts of stuff. I mean,
Right? I
various.
can't say it's all that's good.
various qualities, but all
But
the
if you're
TV
a freak
shows,
for it,
all the TV shows have been good. I won't talk about the movies, but all the TV shows have been good.
yeah. I mean, so yeah. If I wish I was kind of younger now, I think it would have been more fun.
In
But,
that sense, in every other sense, I'm glad I grew up when I did. Which
Yes.
so Mark got on my case and Bry's case because we were talking about parents being overprotective now, and he said,
Mine was then.
hmm?
Mine was then. My mom was. I wasn't allowed
Yeah.
to do shit.
well, he
There,
said
go
since
ahead.
we don't have kids, we can't talk. So you have kids that are Mark's kids' age. Do you think that parents are being too overprotective now?
Fuck no.
No,
Kids do whatever the fuck they want now.
Really?
Are you kidding?
they can't even go in their backyard without getting alone without getting the cops.
All right. Well, there is a difference. Like, if we wanted to hang out, right, we would just hang out.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what age we were, unless we were really young, our parents would just call each other and be like, hey, Martin wants Jay to come over or whatever. And that would happen.
Yeah.
But once we got of age, we would just take our bikes and go somewhere.
And out of age
Now?
is like 8.
Yeah. Now you have to organize a play date. Now my kids aren't the most social of them all, but no, they don't play outside. They don't like outside. But yeah, I guess, I'll say this. We let them do whatever they want around here, but going out, yeah, I guess, you know why? Because the news cycle. I don't know if this was brought up, but like, we know too much. We know that there's a serial killer 1 mile away from my house. We know all these different things going on. When we were kids, the news was just not that prevalent.
Is it more dangerous now, or is it just...
We know more now.
Yeah. I feel like
We
it's
just
not
know more.
dangerous.
There were creepers walking around. Although I will say, there's the crazies. There's no place for them anymore now. They're out in the streets.
Yeah.
So you walk around Manhattan, it's kind of back to what it was, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my point was that, like, you can't go in your backyard alone. You can't just, like, ride your bike with a bunch of, like, other 8-year-olds for 5 hours. Like,
So some kids do. I do not let them.
I don't
But they don't have
see-
interest either.
I don't see, like, hockey in the streets anymore. We used to always
No,
play hockey. in the
very
streets.
rare.
Like,
You know
all that
why?
stuff seems gone. Why?
Because there's more fields, and there's more parks, and there's more development, and there's more money than what we had. I grew up. I consider myself growing up poor.
Pretty much me too, yeah.
I could provide for my kids, right? I could sign them up for any little sport they want to sign up for. There's mint baseball fields. When we were kids, we just go grab a wiffle bat and go hit behind the school. Or
I feel like there's
whatever.
some charm to that, though, because it was more spur of the moment. Like,
Oh, absolutely. It's more organic.
yeah, I
Sure.
feel like, I don't know. That's the way I live my life, though. It's like Saturday, I'm like, oh, I feel like playing baseball now. Let's go. Instead of like, now it's scheduled. Now I have
Everything
to do
is
it.
regimented and scheduled.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I
And it
agree
has
with
to be
you.
like a league or, you can't just be like, I'm going to call my neighbor and we're going to go hit
It's
some
all
balls.
about money.
Yeah.
Everyone. And my kid's going to be the next superstar. Let's sign him up for soccer at 2.
Yeah, it must be infinitely more expensive now. Because back then you just bought a baseball and a bat for like $5 and that's it. Now you got to do a league.
like, yeah, a bat now is a decent, like a glove and a bat. You're probably $200-$300 deep, even for mediocre shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it's just different. Everyone's more cautious. Look, I'm not kidding about. You've heard about the serial killer, right? In Massapequa.
Yeah, yeah.
That's freaking people out, and but that could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But we had our Martin Tankliffs, and we had our Katie Beers, and we had all those controversies back in the day on Long Island when we were kids. But I don't know. You would think our parents would be more strict, but I wasn't allowed to go out until I was like 13 or 14. I wasn't allowed to ride my bike anywhere. But my mom was super overprotective. But to your point, I also lived in the apartments, which weren't near people. You were in near a lot of people and stuff. But
Yeah, for me it was just like,
go a couple blocks, you're right there.
yeah, I'm going to ride my bike to Greg's, which is like a 5-minute bike ride. And then
Right.
Greg's going to say we're riding somewhere. And then we just ride around the neighborhood for like hours.
Yeah, I mean, to hang out with most of the people in our world, where I grew up originally, I had to cross a major highway, and my mom was not thrilled about it. But no, she had her thumb on me, and that's why I've rebelled as an adult, sort of like that, really, whatever. But yeah, kids aren't allowed to do as much. Although some parents are very lax and they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember, there's cameras now too, so all the stupid shit that we did, harder to get away with now.
Oh my God, everyone, like, I'd be in jail instead of in college. Like,
You want to light something on fire? Nope.
yeah,
There's a camera probably there. You got to be careful.
yeah.
Right?
Well, not only a camera at a building, your stupid dipshit friends are going to film it and upload it.
Yeah, look at John Morant, right? I'm not looking to get into basketball, but like, so his friends filmed him in a strip club. He's lost his basketball career for right now, right? Millions and millions of dollars because his friends were stupid, to your point.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah, either your friends are going to film it or some vigilante guy who's just watching you do this.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's going to rip his camera out and go, hey, look at these idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's harder to get away with, to do all those fun, stupid things we would do.
So that being said, that's the main reason I'm glad we grew up when we did and not now. Yes, you got the cool movies
Social
and TV
media
shows.
ruined everything.
Yeah, yeah. You got the cool movies and TV shows, but we could have acted like idiots without being forever immortalized on social media.
Yeah, you had to be careful, but you could get away with shit.
Mhm.
Now, nope.
Can't do anything, yeah.
You have to assume you're being recorded, either with audio, video, or both. And to your point, professionally or with this stupid thing.
I said this before, but I was walking in Queens and I stepped on like this long strip of tape and I didn't see it. And my foot was dragging like this 2-foot long thing of tape. And this guy's yelling at me. He's like, I filmed it. You're on TikTok. And I looked down and I had like tape on my shoe. And I'm just like,
Have fun getting those 3 views.
yeah, I'm like, okay. And I just took the tape off my shoe. He's like, yeah, it's on my TikTok. I think he wanted me to ask what his TikTok was so I can watch this awesome video of tape on my shoe. And I was just like, cool, man.
You have fun.
Yeah.
I hope you put Benny Hill music to it too.
Yeah, yeah. Speed that up. That'll be
So
awesome.
I was in Disney Springs, like I told you last week. There's this girl who thought she was hot shit. Not really. And she's like this, like filming herself. Like, look where I am. I'm at like the fucking mall. And like that's where we are now. Everyone thinks they're hot shit. They're filming anything they think they can film and try and make money off of it. So somewhere you're on the internet with a piece of tape on your sneaker.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta find that. Sue that guy. Defamation of character.
Yeah, like, why is that interesting to anybody? Is that funny? Like, I'd get if I fell down.
Yeah, falling's fun.
Falling's always funny.
But you're not old either. Like, old people falling is always top answer on the board for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Younger or middle-aged person? Okay, I guess. But tape on shoe?
I just can't see that being amusing at all.
Maybe there's a tape on shoe channel on Pluto. You can watch that all day in a loop.
Yeah. Watch that's what goes. Hey guys, Brink finally went viral, and it's just me with tape on my shoe.
That was the whole thing the whole time. Only if we knew.
Forget the 400 episodes of content.
Forget about
still
talking
tape
about
on.
whatever we want to talk about. It was tape on the shoe. It was always the case.
It was the missing link to
Damn it.
bring Brink into the
Bastards.
mainstream. Should have done that 15 years ago.
Yeah, we were like old guy staring at yelling at cloud today with the whole social media. Kids don't have it as good as we did. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it is my 45th, so
it's true. You know, hey, you know what this year is, buddy? Colonoscopy time. Get it done.
it literally is. Mark is getting one next week.
I just had mine.
You just had your. I'm getting mine next month. I'm trying to tell Bri to get one so we can do a colonoscopy cast.
Oh, I gotta be on that.
Yes. Yes.
I won't give away material, but I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I went out with a buddy of mine a couple weeks ago for beers, and we were talking about this. He goes, "Best sleep ever, right?" I'm like, and we like clink.
Oh, good
It-
sleep.
Oh, well, they knock you out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to be awake for that.
You have to tell them you have apnea, though, or you just die, right?
Well, you do have to tell them, but yeah, I mean, I don't think you would. It depends on what kind of apnea I guess you have, but no, you should tell them for sure. But I could go under anesthesia. I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not that it's a pissing match. I don't know who has it worse, me or you. And we have different kinds.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah. So, are you going to do a podcast about leading up to it or post it? Because I could tell you the leading up to it part.
I think we're going to do post because we're all getting it at different times. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I'll wait because it's not the lead up's not great.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be bad, but yeah, we'll do a podcast next month and we'll compare
All right.
notes.
You gotta get it done, right? You gotta know. You don't want to like. You gotta check it. I was against doing it, but I was like, oh, I don't want someone going in my ass, but whatever.
So Andrew said do a show during it. So we're knocked out, so we can't.
He's gonna be asleep.
Yeah, we can't do a show during it. But Mark and I were talking.
I think you should do a show during prep.
That's what Mark and I were talking about. We should all get it done on the same day and do a podcast during the prep.
I could be on there to see. Yep, experience that. Yep.
And that will be
would be entertaining.
That'll be our 300th episode special. All of us.
I honestly think that would be a good episode. There'd be a lot of interruptions though.
Unless I somehow figure out how to bring the mic mobile.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. Maybe you have to go mobile all the way. And
Yeah.
Take us into the experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it, but we probably want to hear the audio.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't show it, but yeah, we can hear it.
I think that would be an amazing video. It would be like a symphony. I'm for this. I'm all about this.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can do on that. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. I think we got to end it right there. That's I don't like. I've been hyped to be on this and stuff, and things we talk about. This colonoscopy like prep podcast marathon. I think it needs to happen. Although you will not be in a good mood. Like, how are you when you're starving? Are you like an angry?
I do
person?
get kind of cranky. Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. That could be fun too.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if the humor is going to be flying, but
angry is always funny.
you're going to be very angry. I like laughing at all the people's misfortune because I've experienced it. It's not that bad.
I was supposed to get it done like 4 months ago, and I just.
Well, they say 45, so you're all right.
Yeah. So.
But I actually was making jokes before I went under. I did the same thing when I had my vasectomy too.
Oh God, yeah, that's something I don't.
I was cracking dick jokes during it because they don't knock you out for that.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to do that.
It wasn't bad. I was the happiest person in the world. Did I ever tell you this story? Like the moment Kathy told me we were having our second kid, I'm like, "Can I schedule my vasectomy?" Like
Okay.
I literally said it, like right then and there. And I did. I scheduled it that day.
Wow. The recovery wasn't that bad?
So right after, no, because you're like on painkillers.
Well, yeah, right after is always fine.
So I was at Red Robin having my post game meal with my wife, and I said, my weed's starting to wear off. Got to get home. The day after, awful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Awful. The second day after, semi-awful. Then you're all right.
Okay.
But yeah, the day after was, you can't get up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You're in fucking pain. But yeah, we should just have a whole medical podcast about things that like we've all been through.
I mean, we all have sleep apnea.
Yeah. Does Mark have it too?
He does, but he won't get the CPAP, but he has it.
I didn't want it for the longest time, and then I ended up in the ER, and I did it. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I had. I don't know if I was close to having a heart attack, but I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me, you, and Bri have... Well, Bri doesn't use the CPAP anymore because he got Inspire.
Oh, that's interesting. Has he talked about it?
Yeah, he hates it.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? So it's like they put it in you, right?
Yeah, and it like stimulates your tongue, which is fine if you're asleep, but you have to turn it on and guess when you're going to be asleep. And so he sets a timer, and if
Yeah.
he's not asleep, then he just feels his tongue vibrating and it freaks him out. So like, it's not great.
Yeah, that would bother me.
Yeah. But then he has
I don't think-
he has anxiety about not being able to fall asleep before the thing goes off. So it's like a snowballing effect.
I have sleep anxiety myself, but I actually, you know what I tried first was a mouthpiece that you would put in your teeth,
Yeah.
and it would force your mouth to be open.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I would get like sore.
Yeah, I heard it like basically makes your jaw deformed if you keep using it.
Yeah, so that was, and then I didn't wear it for the longest time. Then I got fatter and fatter, and then like I told you, I wear it every night. It's fine. You get used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yep.
You know?
Could be worse.
Yeah. All right.
So Andrew said he listened to a basketball podcast during his snip.
Really?
That's a good idea.
They let you put on music. That's pretty, or like headphones. That's interesting.
I mean, if I'm going to be awake, I would probably want like a blindfold. I'd be one of those like sensory deprivation chambers.
Well, they put up a wall so you don't see any. And what it feels like is like they're tying a shoe, but your shoe is your dick and balls.
Oh God.
So, I will say this: my biggest fear of the whole thing, I had a hot nurse. But I did not have any of that because like you're in that setting.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
It's shrinkage. It's shrinkage.
Honestly, it's not mine. But
those rooms are really cold.
But now they look. You know what the worst part? The lead up, because you're like you don't know what you're getting yourself fucking into.
Yeah, yeah.
But it wasn't bad. Honestly, getting tubes in my ears was worse, and I just had that done last week because I'm a fucking 4-year-old. But no, I was probably the happiest vasectomy patient of all time.
All right.
I probably should have done it at 21. I want to hear
your honesty about not having kids is the best. I appreciate it.
I should have a webcam on. No, I probably would have ended up in jail, but no, I should have a webcam on me about some of the shit these fuckers say. I do have one for closing.
Okay.
My 10-year-old the other day, we take him to camp. Like he goes to a camp where he learns how to code for a week this week at Adelphi. Disorganized mess. We're waiting online. He goes to the woman's like, is there anything we could do to make this better? He goes, I already know how to wait online. I want to learn how to code. I'm like, that's fucking funny. You shouldn't be saying that.
That is pretty funny.
The little fucking 10-year-old nugget saying that. He's an angry, like, you know what he reminds me of? And I know, like, Jeff Dunham is cheesy and whatever as a comedian. He reminds me of the old guy, Walter, I guess is the puppet's name. My son reminds me of Walter.
I mean, it is awesome being at the age where you can basically just say whatever and nobody can get mad at you.
You probably get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I get mad. Like,
yeah.
Some of the shit he says to me, I want to be like, you say what? Like, if you said that to your parents, I probably wouldn't have this podcast with you right now.
Right. Would be doing it with like one or two less teeth or something.
Yeah, exactly. But I already know how to wait online. I want to, because he wanted to go to he likes the camp. Whatever. He's making video games, so good for him. But
yeah, they get cool shit now.
They do. Like my daughter's learning how to make videos, learning how to film, using audio. Like she's done some pretty cool shit this summer.
Our elementary school, instead of recorders, which is the most annoying thing ever,
it's the worst instrument ever invented.
They're doing ukuleles, which is way cooler. That transfers into playing guitar, like
tiny bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
ukuleles. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping for the keytar.
That would be awesome too.
When's that going to make a comeback?
If they don't do Final Countdown, then the whole class is a waste.
The bands play that for sure. My daughter was actually invited to a rock violin thing in Kansas. She was chosen for it, but she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to go to Kansas, and it's this guy. You ever hear of Trans-Siberian Orchestra? I think they're called.
Yeah,
he's one of the founding guys of it.
Oh, wow.
He came to our school. They did Rockestra, it's called, and he was one of her She was one of his favorites, and she was invited to go, but she didn't want to fly to Kansas, and she wanted to do a different camp. So,
man, if she should have, because then when she came back, she could have done. Well, we're not in Kansas anymore. All right, I'm gonna end the show.
All right, that's how we're gonna end it. Wow, colonoscopy.
Got to end it on that gold material right there. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody.
By this fly. Oh, I got him. Yes. There he is.
Good catch.
Dead.
Wow.
I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Just leave me alone.
Say goodbye to my car.
Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
Bye.
This is why you got to watch live, because Martin just caught a fly live on camera.
That's right.
Pretty
He's
amazing.
going right into the garbage can. Bam! Down you go. Down. Ooh.
At Brink of Sanity on YouTube and Crumpled Bacon on Twitch. Should probably do that before the goodbye song, because probably nobody's even listening to this part of the show. Thank you.
I
Bye.
don't know. We just killed a fly. I think the PETA people are going to get us.
Oh, shit.